So I don't ever really make these videos outside of game reactions, but I actually wanted to make a video on Baker Mayfield because I thought it was really pretty funny how he was saying he wanted off the team, and the team was literally just like, "Sit back down, dude. Like we've already rode with you too much, and you don't control your future." And my feeling about Baker has always kind of been he could be good. I mean, I've never discounted the guy, but he just doesn't show up when you need him to. And last year in particular, I feel like he hurt the team by just pretending like he was healthy enough to play, but he clearly wasn't. He should have known his limits, and unfortunately he didn't. But I was sitting here kind of thinking, I'm ready to ride him for another year, I guess, and see how he is healthy. I mean, I wasn't excited about that prospect, but I don't know. Then this whole thing happened on Friday with Watson, and I got to say, first off, that I had mentioned to my family that I didn't really want Watson. And on Thursday, when I heard that Watson wasn't going to be able to come to the Browns, or he didn't want to come to the Browns, that we sort of dodged a bullet there. I thought this is kind of a nice situation. We don't have to really worry about this problem in Cleveland, because that's the problem. Cleveland it's not a stable organization. It's not like the Patriots, where they take some crazy problem in and they turn him straight and let him know that this is just like a you better walk the line situation. Not only did we do that, but we brought this guy in guaranteed for several years. So we're like stuck with him for better or for worse. I mean, he could hate everybody. Everybody could hate him. I mean, he could break his leg. I mean, knowing Cleveland, you really have to expect that something's going to happen to this guy outside of what the obvious is. And then we're going to be stuck with this contract, and it's going to be just another hilarious story in our history. But I don't know. All that aside, I think it's interesting that he could have settled roughly 18 of those cases, I think, and would have had like 4 left. And he decided he didn't want to do it unless he could settle all 22, but he also is claiming that he's innocent. Not reading into that situation too much. I just keep hearing them saying 22, 22, 22, 22. Somebody out there today said, you could have a couple, but once you get to 22, I mean, it's crazy. But if he would have settled those 18, he would only have 4 right now. So I don't know. Is 4 a better number? I'm not sure. Again, I'm not going to speculate on any of this, but it just feels to me like, in the grand scheme of things, Robert Kraft, who literally was on video participating in a known sex trafficking ring in Florida, and it's like nobody remembers that. And then there's Ben Roethlisberger and the accusations of what he had done, and everybody only talks about him in the greatest of lights these days. So, it's strange how the NFL works like that, and I feel like this is kind of like the problem moment for the Browns. But once that's dealt with, and to be honest, I'm not sure if they wouldn't just like try to ask him to settle or something so that they could just get this behind us. And I don't think the league's going to give punishment until they figure out what the lawsuits, the civil lawsuits, are doing. But I don't know. Again, I'm not going to get into that. Now, as far as him playing, right, I've seen his stats, and I did watch him play, and it's funny, of course, that he was locked in that bunch of draft picks around the area there that we got our quarterback, who clearly hasn't really panned out. But we've got this guy now, and I think he could definitely really blow the offense up. I mean, really, I just said all the time, if Baker could just be competent and throw the ball, these easy passes that they were giving him, but he couldn't do that right. But here we got a guy who seems like he can not only do that, but he can also create this like running threat as well. So we would have like 3 running backs then, I guess. I mean, that's an uber team, and another thing that I'm hearing out here a lot too is like, if he's suspended for 6 or more games, then this whole season's just a wash. Or even some people are saying that this season's already just gonna be a wash because we got this new quarterback and all this stuff. But I don't know. The team was so good previously, and it just seemed like we needed a little bit. Like, I think Case Keenum could have carried us somewhere last year if we would have given him more of a chance, but Baker just kept lying about how healthy he was. So I don't know, like even Jacoby Brissett can probably win a couple games. I don't feel like we're just going to lose 6 games and then have to win all the rest with Watson, whether he's suspended 6 games or 8 games or 4 games, whatever it might be. But this whole overall feeling of like people not being excited and not wanting to talk about his actual effect on the football game, I feel like it's just going to last a while, and I think he needs to sort of sort out that stuff on the outside. Now, Baker, on the other hand, I think it's hilarious that this guy First off, he complained, or I'm sorry, he sucked at being a quarterback to the point where Odell's dad had to complain, and he ended up going off the team then and winning a Super Bowl somewhere else. Well, now Baker's over here, like the jealous girlfriend. He hears that we're talking to Watson's group, and he like gets all butthurt about it. But he's like, you know what? I'm gonna be the high ground guy. Look at me. I'm sticking with it and stuff. Then all of a sudden, it turns out that he says he doesn't want to come here, and Baker's like, oh, you try to cheat on me, and your girlfriend doesn't like you now. I'm gonna just let everyone know how much I hate you. And he's like, it's an unmendable relationship. I don't want to stay here anymore. Like, I need a trade. And, well, I think that's kind of what sparked this whole, like, Deshaun Watson can ask for a little bit more now because of the situation the Browns are in. And sure enough, we ended up with this quarterback. And now, literally just a few minutes ago, Atlanta got a quarterback. So I think there's the Seahawks and Carolina left for Baker or being a backup, which, I don't know. Did you get what you wanted for putting your tweet out there that you needed to leave? I almost think if he hadn't done that, we would have maybe considered still to bring him back and just ride him for another year and, you know, not be in this uncertain position. But Baker forced our hand. And, you know, I mean, I never want to expect a Super Bowl in Cleveland, but how funny would it be if that's what happened, you know, just to kind of further spurn Baker. You know, he creates Super Bowls everywhere he leaves, or he forces people to go to places and win Super Bowls because he can't do it himself. It's such a funny narrative, you know, but yeah, I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see here. Really, when you look at it, we only gave up, you know, first round picks. And if we're successful, then they're going to be last, you know, late round, first round picks. And we have, I can't remember, second, third most cap space now or something. I mean, we just got infinite room to rebuild this team. And we're ready to bring back Landry. And if we have Landry and Cooper and we have people who can reasonably pass, or, you know, we forget at the end of the year here, Baker was so scared by the injury that, like, people would come at him and he would, like, hesitate, and then he'd just fall over and get tackled and stuff. And it just seemed like, that's why I kept saying put Keenum in. I mean, he's at least healthy enough that he can take a hit. Well, I feel like Brissett can probably take a few hits, and he's somewhat mobile. And, you know, he's actually had experience on the Colts, which is a similar team, but in my opinion, less gifted with talent than the Browns. But they're very heavy run, and they only required him to do so much, and he had some successful games. I remember riding him in fantasy a couple times, you know, just because he did what he needed to do in the times he needed to do it. And so if we can just kind of ride him in the beginning, then that's fine. I mean, of course, it's a big if, but, you know, then eventually we'll get Deshaun Watson, hopefully, with any luck. Of course, he could literally just go to jail for a few years for some reason, and we will just never know, you know, what he could have been. But let's say we get him, and I think that he will be much more successful for us. And even if this year isn't the craziest year, I mean, I will subscribe to the notion that year 2 with him would be even better because, you know, we're going to have him for a full season, less distractions. I guess I hear that he gets to participate in OTAs and things like that this year. So he'll still have that early experience with the team, which is nice. But it's just up in the air. And this is a very Browns thing to do, you know, just scare the hell out of the fans. I don't really subscribe to these people who say that they're going to, like, stop being fans because of this. I mean, I don't really, like, there's a lot of bad things that have happened. I mean, Kareem Hunt, we all celebrate him, and we have video of him, like, beating a woman. And, you know, we gave him another chance, and, you know, he redeemed himself, I guess, by doing, like, public efforts or something. I'm not really sure. I probably wouldn't invite him over for dinner, you know, to drink or anything. But still, I'll watch him on TV. I'll watch, just like I watch movies, you know, where the actors maybe later on are found to be terrible people. You know, I don't know. This is all just kind of the entertainment industry, and I guess if the court of law isn't going to do something to this guy and take him out of our view, then we kind of have to watch him. And now that he's on our team, what else are we going to do? So, I don't know. I think we're going to be all right, but just a crazy, crazy thing to happen in the offseason for the Browns. It's not – usually we wait till draft day and we just start, you know, blowing people's minds with how clever we are with our picks lately, but – I don't know, you know, you got to kind of think maybe we have a little more interest to come to this team with our cap space and the fact that we're going to maybe have a good quarterback. So we'll see.